quality isn't great when I download it. Hopefully this will fix it. All right, we are live. We got the comments going. We are recording. Good morning, Bill. And here we go. Welcome to the Tom Bernard Show with me and
Kristyn Burtt.
nobody else. Yeah, Alex is working. Tom and Catherine are on the road. Mike Bryant is in court. It was a perfect storm of everyone had to do something today. But
at least I could show up.
Here. That is nice because, yeah, if you hadn't shown up, I'm pretty sure we would have canceled the show. Speaking of which, Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So you said you were looking for some exciting news.
Well, Did you find any? There's plenty of news going on. I think the first thing I just want to mention that was a top story back in January, and I'm sure a lot of people heard about it yesterday, but they caught the arsonist who started the Palisades fire here in Los Angeles, which, caused that 2 weeks of the whole city being on fire. Now, he wasn't responsible or allegedly responsible for the Eaton fire, which is on the other side of town. But Palisades is the one that I was impacted by and actually went and evacuated from. But here's the weird thing. So he started, it was the suspect is an Uber driver, and he allegedly set the fire on January 1st. And then LAFD put out the fire, but it was still smoldering underneath the surface. So that when the huge winds came on January 7th at 100 miles per hour, that those fans were flamed again. So it's going to be interesting because right now they've just charged him with arson, but there were 12 deaths related to the Palisades fire.
Manslaughter, I would imagine.
Correct. So they do expect manslaughter charges, but because they were able to capture him via iPhone data, that's what actually got them to realize he
GPS
was
data?
Yeah, all the data. Plus he was watching like weird videos about a city going up in flames, like music videos and things like that. There were other like weird details tying him to all of this, but it doesn't exonerate, of course, LA County because LAFD didn't completely put out the fire. And so there will be some culpability there. You would think, especially because we were at a point, normally December, January, and February is our very wet season. That's when we have all of our rain, and we would see just a lot of wet weather. Because it was so dry, you would think LAFD would have known to be extra cautious with the fire up in the hills. But I think for a lot of people who lost their homes in Palisades fire, they're being re-traumatized because now you have to realize like part of this was arson. You lost your entire town. You lost your home. People lost pets, lost family members. It's a lot to deal with, to be honest.
It's insane how so much damage can be done by one guy starting one fire.
I know. And initially they had thought maybe it was someone setting off fireworks because it happened on January 1st, which is very common in Los Angeles. Is people and their fireworks are nuts, but he intentionally lit the fire.
No, Andy Whitney will be on at 11. That's Brittany for those who don't know what that means.
Whitney.
I don't know why they call her. I think she quit KQ or something. I don't know. That was a while ago. Or maybe there's another reason. Why don't you on the chat fill us in on the Brittany lore? Maybe we can mock her for it when she comes on in half an hour.
Yeah, I don't have the Whitney lore either, so.
No, you wouldn't. As far as TV and movies go, let's see. What's the most recent thing that we've watched that wasn't a children's show or something like that?
Or wasn't 10 years old? You are like the king of
well,
old.
I mean, when it comes to like Disney, Pixar, that sort of thing, we watch old and new. I mean, we watched the new Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus. We watched, is it Elio? Is that the one where he goes into space? Yeah. That one's relative. That's like that's the newest Pixar movie, right?
Yeah, they came out last summer, So that's pretty new.
Yeah, so it's somewhat new. Yeah. Yeah, so we watched that. It's like whatever catches Ethan's eye, but yeah. I
I
don't
love
know.
it.
The last time Melissa and I sat down and watched something together was probably 6 months ago. We just don't have the time.
Yeah, you got littles at home, so they take up all
Well,
of your
Ethan
time.
also we got him it's not a Fitbit, it's called Bigger 5. It's a German brand. It's basically just like cheap, crappy Fitbits. And we got that because we've been wondering what Ethan's sleep is like. And
Oh,
according to this watch, he doesn't go to sleep most nights until 8:30 or 9. We put him to bed at like 7:15.
but
So
he's
he
not
just there.
falling asleep.
Right. He's just in there awake for an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. So, and of course, when he does that every so often, he'll come out of the room and make some excuse that why he can't be in bed anymore. And so it's like we can't start watching anything because then he'll see us watching something and he'll be like, "Oh, you're not going to sleep. You lied to me."
He doesn't want to miss the party.
Exactly. So it's like we have to wait until he's asleep, which is 9 o'clock most nights to be safe. And then we've got
Man.
what, an hour to do anything at all. And a lot of the time that's like we do laundry or we just talk and enjoy the silence because, not a lot of
There's no
silence in the house when you've got a kid in the house.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes we
crazy.
literally do. We just like sit in bed silent for like a half an hour because it's just nice to hear quiet.
So how many hours is he getting, like, once he does fall asleep?
10 to 11. So
Oh,
a
so he's
normal
still
amount.
sleeping a lot.
Yeah, he sleeps until 7:30, not on school nights. So,
Does he get groggy, though, on, like, not on school nights when he has to get up earlier?
no, he will
No,
spring out of bed and be ready to go.
he's just an Energizer bunny.
He's not like me. Even if I get 8 hours of sleep, I'm like, give me a half an hour to wake up and then I'll be
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
I'm a
Yep.
morning person. Like, I get up at 5 all on my own. Like, I don't need an alarm clock. I'm good.
Well, we usually wake up naturally between 7 and 8, but I mean, I could sleep in until noon and I would still need a little bit of time to just adjust to being awake.
Charge your battery.
I don't know what that is, but yep.
I need to charge my battery around 3 PM. That's when my battery goes, just
Oh,
tanks. I'm an
Dave says
afternoon.
Ben is the same way. Yeah, I think pretty much all little kids are like that. They all have infinite energy and they all want to do everything and see everything and no matter what it is. The
Some
other
of
day,
'em
Ethan was over here and he just randomly reaches behind their washer dryer and shuts off one of the spigots just because it was there. I mean, thankfully we saw him do it, so I could just turn it back on. But it's like, what goes through your mind where you just like see something and you just have to mess with it?
It's you know what? I love it, though. It's the joys of being a parent.
Yeah, he's definitely got curiosity going, and now Colin's got the curiosity going, and
And he's
he's
gonna
in the
follow
stage.
his big brother. That's the greatest part.
Colin's at the stage where curiosity means closing his fingers in the corners of cabinet doors.
Oh, great. That's fun.
And like shutting drawers, but doing it like this. So when they shut, your fingers get shut in them
Fingers.
too. Yeah, every baby has to go through that sort of thing.
I do it occasionally as an adult, and you're just like, "Ugh." It
Yeah, every so
hurt.
often it's just like, why did we design doors this way?
I
There
don't
should
know.
be there's got to be a better way.
I'm someone I run into my car door all the time, like, I'll open it up, and then I'll have to grab something else, and, like, the corner will,
Yeah.
like, catch my leg, and then I wind up with these big bruises, and I'm like, "Where did they come from?" And I forgot, "Oh, yeah, I ran into
Mhm.
my, like, car door taking stuff out," so it's just always crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe I just never outgrew that as a toddler.
I don't know. I'm not the most what's the opposite of clumsy? Graceful, I guess. The most
Yeah,
graceful person.
yeah, I'm not very graceful either, even though I dance, you'd never know it.
Well, Alex danced and she was heavy on her feet for a very long time. She probably still is. You could hear her coming a mile away.
That's what my dad used to say. He used to say at our
Yeah.
old house, he'd be like,
Mhm.
"I know exactly what room you're in." And our house was pretty quiet, pretty soundproof, and he's like, "You're so noisy." I'm like, "How
Yeah,
is that
I think it's
possible?"
a dancer thing.
Maybe it is. I mean, I'm only 5'3" too, so it's not
Yeah,
like
not a lot of
really
tonnage there.
there's not a lot of me, especially when I was, 10. There's not a lot of me.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so
Oh yeah,
crazy.
the new Tron movie.
Tron Ares comes out on Friday. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of
Okay, so
people are
that's out
excited.
tomorrow.
Yep,
Okay.
tomorrow's
Yeah, people are
Friday.
talking about, the second Trump. So, when was the first was the first Tron movie in the current continuity? Is that the one from, like, the '80s or whenever that was?
No, well, the first Tron was the '80s, and then I
Yeah,
think
'cause that was a
then
million
there
years
was
ago.
a current version of Tron. There's
So it
a
just went straight from Tron to the reboot
I believe
30
so.
years later or whenever. I need to look
Yeah,
this up.
there was
Let's see.
Tron and then Tron Legacy was the
And Legacy
2010
was the
film.
reboot or the whatever it is, it's not a reboot, but it's like a continuation,
It's a
but yeah, 30
continuation of
years
the
later.
universe because, yeah, it's a
And now we have
continuation.
Ares, which is 15 years after Legacy. So apparently that's just what Tron does is they put a movie out every like
Yeah, because
fifth of
Jeff Bridges was in Tron 1982 and then Tron 2010. So
yes, but he's not in the new one.
they just do like the whole continuation of the universe.
Oh, so this is completely different people?
Yeah, the Jared Leto is in Tron Ares.
Huh. Well, I wonder if Tim's going to be talking about that tomorrow. Are you going to be watching it on release before the show? Probably not, I'm assuming.
I'm not going to see Tron. No, tonight I'm at House of Dynamite for Netflix with
House of Dynamite. What is that?
it's a political thriller done by Catherine Bigelow. So I'm going to the premiere to see that tonight. So
Huh.
looking forward to that
Well,
one.
all right, then we can talk about that tomorrow.
We can talk about that tomorrow. Exactly, for sure.
And Alice
So
will be here. We know how much she loves political thrillers. So
Tom will be like, ah.
no, it's one thing about them driving is they're not going to get a whole lot of TV watching in, which might be a good thing. Might not be able to watch too much YouTube and wonder why there's so many videos calling people gay.
He makes me laugh and he's like, well, the news told me on YouTube. And I'm like, but was it an actual news channel or was it like a fan
No,
driven
it wasn't.
channel? Yeah, I know. And so
Well,
I'm always trying to get to the
that's the thing
source with
is
him.
he hasn't watched YouTube basically at all until like a month ago. So we have these Google TVs set up. Because Melissa and I got a Google TV because it was cheap and good quality. And my dad was like, hey, what kind of TV is that? We need a new TV. And I was like, it's a Google TV. So we bought it for him. But he never opened the YouTube app it was until we got on YouTube Live. That's why. Because he was like,
Oh,
oh, what's this YouTube all about? Let's see. And
so
now he's
he's
watching
in
YouTube videos.
2005, essentially, where we all were when we
Exactly.
started.
Like, yeah, when we all discovered YouTube and we were like, oh, what's this all about? That's the phase he's in right now is like he doesn't fully understand it, but he's starting to understand it
Yeah,
because it's new technology. And I mean, it is like 2005 YouTube compared to today YouTube is indistinguishable, or it's not indistinguishable, the opposite of indistinguishable.
it's completely
Uh,
different. It's done a
yeah.
whole 180. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now it is all like there's so much AI generated content. I would say it's mostly AI generated content at this point.
Yeah, and people just do have, like, AI voiceovers and stuff like that, and oftentimes, a lot of the information that's given and I'm just looking at the entertainment stuff, a lot of that is completely either false or
Yep.
there's a lot of errors in there, even just simple things like dates, but then people take it as fact, and, if you're not calling that stuff out, this is
Mhm.
where rumors start, and it's where public figures then can never sort of outrun the rumor. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep, and a lot of it's coming from overseas, so you can't make a law against it because it won't do anything. I mean, I
Well,
guess you could make a law like saying that YouTube has to do something about it, but that'll never pass. YouTube is too big at this point to say like you have to moderate all your content.
Well, California passed 3 different AI laws, so it'll be interesting to see how this does play out, and if people start taking some of the platforms to task for some of the AI, because you've
They might
got
have
Meta in there and you've got Google in there, and they are also California-based, so they're probably gonna have to start some type
yeah.
of enforcement.
Mhm. Or they'll just leave California,
Yeah, I don't think
which
Meta will.
but I think most states are gonna have some sort of AI laws within the next 10 years anyway.
I think
They
so. California usually leads the way on certain things like this, and other states will follow. Usually, you'll see New York probably follow right behind, or Illinois. Those are usually the 2. And then, there's going to have to be some type of regulation because this is unregulated. This is a train wreck ready. We're just waiting to happen.
Yep. I mean, it's already happening. I mean, my friend and I were just talking about, like, he had a coworker who, like, showed him a video. It was very clearly, to him, very clearly AI generated, but she thought it was real. And she was like, oh, isn't that crazy? And he's like, I mean, it never happened. And a lot of people feel like bait and switched when that happens. So they just get mad at you for pointing out that it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a real problem.
It is a real problem. And I honestly feel like Meta is probably the worst of it. When you go on Facebook, all of
Yes.
those photos, those videos, and there's not even like any type of disclaimer like, hey, this is AI, be careful with what you're watching. And then you just see the comments. And I get it. If you're not being told that it's AI and you comment on it, and it's so dumb sometimes, it's just like, this person's pregnant and they're not pregnant. I thought it was weird when Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband died. They had a photo, and I say that with air quotes, of her being comforted by Reba McEntire at the funeral. Well,
Yeah, you
none
talked
of
about
that
that.
happened. Yeah, it's weird. And I think that is, I mean, it's not helpful to the people who just lost a loved one. And it's weird that then people are then commenting going, oh, look, this is so wonderful that they're all at the funeral. I'm like, who's at the funeral? Like taking photos like that? No.
I know, you start putting out AI videos of, like, Darth Vader at the funeral, and, like,
And they'll
I don't know,
still believe that.
all 4 of the Beatles, they were there, George Washington, he was at the
James
funeral
Earl
too.
Jones rose from the dead, put on his Darth Vader costume, and went to the funeral.
It's like yesterday I saw on Facebook, it was just like a video of ostensibly a beached whale, and it was like they were cleaning off the whale, and then they picked it up in like one of those whale picker-upper things, and then they put it back in the ocean, and that was the video. And it was AI generated, it wasn't real, but it's like, it still gets a lot of engagement. And that's really all that matters, because they don't care if it's offensive or controversial or anything like that. They just care if it gets a lot of engagement.
Right, because they're making money off of it. But I do think like the people who actually do believe it, that's the problem. Because then I'm like, where did all the critical thinking go in the United States?
Yeah, I know.
What the heck?
I think it's like, I don't know. There's things, the way that you can tell if something's AI generated or not is very subtle. It's the kind of thing where you have to see dozens of these videos and you just start picking up on it. It's kind of like a, I know it when I see it kind of situation. And for people who haven't done that, haven't been taught to, like, look for these specific things, I mean, it makes sense to them. They've been trusting videos their whole lives because a video is a video. It's, it's
Right.
real. And now 50, 60 years later, all of a sudden they have to think about videos a completely different way, look for things. Every single video has to be scrutinized, which is kind of shitty if you think about it.
And
Because, like,
sometimes
every
like
time you see.
the voice and the mouth doesn't match, or a
Mhm,
movement. Benson's just saying the same thing. Like sometimes how they move and interact, sometimes you notice that
yeah.
is off.
Text
And
text is often off.
we're coming into an age of Sora. Sora is like the newest AI platform that's arrived in Hollywood. And this is where a lot of the celebrities are opting out. They don't want to be a part of this whatsoever to have their likeness used. But you're noticing sometimes like the backgrounds don't match. If you're saying like, put me on a subway,
Mhm.
and one of these videos actually made it to TikTok. I just talked about it the other day, but I was like, if you notice, if you look in the background, someone is sitting on a bench in front of the doors that open. Well,
Yeah. Or
that
like the
doesn't
chairs will
make sense.
change color between shots or something like that.
Right, exactly. Something doesn't line up and you're going,
Mhm.
"Oh, okay."
And you
But
really
you
have
have
to.
to be looking out for that. If you're not looking out for that, you're not gonna know.
Yeah, that's like in the whale video, the tarp thing that they picked the whale up, it was green, and then the shot changed and it was yellow. So it's
Oh,
like, to me, that jumps right out, the tarp changed color, that's not possible. But you do have to have a critical eye for that sort of thing, and it's kind of like, it's a shame to have to do your first pass on every video looking to see if it's AI generated or not, because then it just, like, the magic of it is always, especially with things like, pet videos and that sort of thing, it's like, cute pet videos. It's like, when I see it, I'm not watching, a funny cat. I'm scrutinizing it and seeing, am I being tricked in some way? And
Right.
then if I'm not, I'll watch it again uncritically. But by then, it's kind of like, Christmas is over.
Yeah, you're like, "That's fine. I don't care what
Yeah,
happens
I
at
know
this point."
it's unfortunate, but that's how it is. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
be
where we're
naive.
at.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's something, I'm like, it's great because I know a lot of people are using ChatGPT for advice or tips and things like that. But at the same time, I'm like, there's a lot of AI that's gonna ruin things for all of
It
us.
is. Dave says, "Remember the Miller Lite Stupid Bowl?" I'm guessing it's the Super Bowl, but you just don't like it. Commercial that had the QB that had been a backup on every team that had ever won the Super Bowl. My dad believed it and thought it was real. So yeah, I mean, if you watch things uncritically, you can be convinced of a lot of things.
Yeah,
Critical thinking is very, very important.
it is, and I feel like it's lacking in society on many
It,
things, and I'm like, "Uh-oh, we're in trouble."
yes, it is absolutely lacking. But like I said, it's like it would be nice to live in a world where you don't have to think critically about absolutely everything you see. Because that's kind
Yeah,
of like what makes children, the way that they operate, because they don't think critically about anything ever. Well, I
well,
mean,
and
that's not
it's
that's not
stressful to
completely.
live on, like, a high alert
Yeah,
about
exactly.
everything,
You
in
always have
whether
to
it's
be like, "Am I being
entertainment,
checked?"
health. Yeah, it's stressful, it's so stressful. And I was just talking with a friend last night. I went to, a dinner at the Beverly Hills Hotel, super fancy,
Mhm.
but she had come in from New York. She's a journalist in New York, and she was sitting next to me, and she said, I've gotten to a point where I think about when I get invited to media events, like, where I'm going and whether it's a safety issue in terms of like, oh, is it going to be a huge crowd? And is there a possibility of someone, shooting up the crowd? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of an interesting place to be where you're thinking, is
Mhm.
this a high risk situation? As a journalist, even. I mean, this was very low stakes. We're at the Beverly Hills Hotel, like
Yeah.
at a small dinner with a reality star, Kathy Hilton. So, but she said, I really take things into consideration. Like if I get invited to a concert, do I feel like this is a safe concert where, everyone's going to be security checked? Or do I feel like this is an open
Yeah.
field where we're all sitting ducks? And I was like, that's a really stressful place to have to live.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's not, and that's not even the sort of thing that you can undo because,
Right.
like, sure, let's say tomorrow they ban every gun in the world and melt them all down. There's no more guns. We're back to swords and shields. Um, all it takes is someone to drive a rented U-Haul into a crowd. You got the exact same sort of tragedy. Like, you can't do anything about that. Or like
Right.
the fire that you were just talking about. Some guy set a fire, killed a whole bunch of people, destroyed billions of dollars in property just because he wanted to set a fire.
Right.
So,
And you come back to the mental health aspect of all of this. So,
yeah,
if you're not going to solve A, you're still going to have B. So,
yeah, yes, that's the ultimate issue is that if someone wants to hurt people, they're going to hurt people in some way
yeah, they'll find a way.
or form.
And they can do it now in technology too. Like that's the other crazy thing. Like just good tying it back to AI. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do all of
Yeah.
that. Like I could, if I'm like mad at you, Andy, let me put out an AI video of you saying crazy things and be like, look
Mhm.
what Andy said. That's a form of retaliation. That's a weapon. I'm weaponizing something against you, even though it's not like cutting your skin or anything.
Well, Jeremy in the chat just said, "My daughter has been a victim of explicit content by a guy that used AI to generate it. Also
No.
sold the content." Yeah, so there you go. That's another thing you can do is you can take someone's face and make AI deep fake, like porn videos of them.
Yeah, and that's a whole legal issue too. I mean,
Yes, it is. Well, that's very illegal. I think in every state at this point it's
every state,
illegal.
I think, has revenge porn type
Mhm.
of laws on the books. And I
But
hope
it's
she
also like if it's their face but not their body, is that technically the same thing? Because you could argue it's not. It should obviously be illegal, but it should be illegal in a different way. But it can often take 10 years for lawmakers to catch up to this sort of thing.
well, I hope Jeremy's daughter sees justice for that because
Yeah, that's messed up.
that's awful. That's not ugh, I can't even imagine. I just feel so
I know.
bad. It really is horrible.
Yeah, technology, we were all expecting the Jetsons, but
It's
instead we
not
got
the same, you know?
we
We do
got
have, like, the little robots that deliver food, but that's about it. Do you guys
we
have
do.
those in Minneapolis?
I don't know. I don't think so. The problem is, I mean, it's like the problem with self-driving cars in Minnesota.
Mhm.
Great 6 months out of the year, but when it's dumping a foot of snow and it's so cold that, sensors freeze up and stuff like that, that's just not gonna work at all.
Do you know what's funny? We've had them in Los Angeles now for probably 5 or 6 years, so they're not new technology to us, but we're at a place now where we look at them as, like, pets almost. So if one of, like, the little food delivery robots is, like, stuck maybe in, like, a little pothole or they fall over or something,
You gotta
you
save it.
actually are like you're like, "Hey, Lydia," and you put her back on track so she can go off and do her job.
Well, that's nice.
There's some weird, like, little humanity aspect to it, which is kind of interesting, I think.
Nice little pocket of humanity. Charlie says,
Mhm.
"When was the Jetsons set in 2020?" That's a good question. When was the Jetsons
Um,
set? Did they even say?
if it was, I want 2020 back to be more Jetsons and, no pandemic.
Yeah, 2020 wasn't well, they lived up in the sky, though, where there was no pandemic. We
Yeah,
didn't
which
we
is
never saw
very
the ground in the Jetsons. Maybe the ground was horrible. Maybe it was like a Final Fantasy VII kinda situation.
Oh, Dave
Where
just said it was 2062.
Yeah, that's what, I'm seeing too. So we got another 40 years to get everything but, I mean, like, one of the creepiest things about the Jetsons to me was that treadmill, because the treadmill is off the side of the house, and the house is, like, a mile up in the sky, and there's no guardrails. And even as a kid, I saw him running on that thing, and I was like, "He's gonna fall off and he's gonna die."
Do you know when I
So
did that? I didn't fall off and die, but when I would think about that, if anyone's ever been to Yellowstone and you're seeing all of the acid pools and you're just on
Oh
a
god, yeah.
little wooden walkway with no railings, and they're like, "Don't fall," and people fall
Yep,
off all the time and
yep,
just
they do all the
disintegrate.
time. Yep. Yeah, because once you're in those things, you're gone. Even
You're
if they pull you out immediately, it's because it's like boiling acid.
It is. So,
I
the
know you
whole
think you're
time I
gonna,
was,
like,
like,
go
sitting in the
off or something.
center. I was too stressed, like, half the time I
Yeah.
was in
No, I
Yellowstone.
would never wanna go anywhere near one of those. That's terrifying.
And I always think, like, people there with kids, people bring their pets, and, like, everyone I mean, that's when you go,
Mhm.
"My kid needs to be leashed." I
Oh,
mean, you would
absolutely,
have to,
100%.
and, like, on a short leash, I don't usually people are always like, "No, you can't have a kid on a leash." I'm like, "You would at Yellowstone."
With acid boiling around you? Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. And I mean, like, the
prob
kid
if you're
doesn't even
gonna
have
go
to
there.
jump into it, and they can just, like, trip and fall and, that's
It's
that.
Yeah, and I think that, they say, like, a lot of owners will go run after pets that maybe
That's happened at
trip.
least once. Yeah, I think we all know that story.
Yep. You read
Mm,
stories, and it happens, like, every summer too. They're pretty common if you just, like, go and Google, like, Yellowstone deaths this summer. It's
so I
always,
guess
like, the
by
same thing.
2062, we still haven't learned our lesson about railing off things that will kill you if you, go anywhere near them, unfortunately. That'll be humanity's last lesson before we get warp drive and meet the Vulcans.
That's too stressful. I need a railing.
Yeah,
Especially
give
it's
me
a
a
height. I hate heights, so
Me too. I feel the same way about, like, certain bridges. Like, we have this bridge near our house. It's not that high. I don't know, 20 feet above a river, something like that. And no adult could possibly fall through it. But whenever we have the kids on it, I'm like, if the kids wanted to, they could just, like, go right through those rails. I don't know.
yeah. I went to Sedona, Arizona, and hiked Devil's Bridge, and you come to this the hike itself is
Yeah.
pretty easy, but then you come to this, like, very narrow stone
Yeah, we were
bridge,
there,
and
like, 5, 6 years ago. I know
oh,
what you're
yeah.
talking.
I
Yep.
took
We
I'm
didn't go on it, obviously, but
We went on it, and I'm
oh,
afraid of heights, and
oh,
I wasn't gonna take the photo, and you sit back and take people's photos for them, and I was just gonna
yep.
take Bill's photo, and the woman who was standing next to me, she's like, "Why aren't you going with your husband? You need to go." And I'm like, "Ugh, okay," because I always like the stubborn part of me is always like, "I'll go," but I literally was like, you can see in the photo, I'm gripping the back of his shirt like
Mhm.
this, because I was so stressed because one small trip and you fall 30 feet to your death. And of course, after we did it, I Googled it. And sure enough, plenty of people fall off Devil's Bridge every year.
That's the last thing you wanna do is Google that sort of thing if you're gonna go somewhere. Because you're gonna find stories of someone dying there no matter where it is. You could go to, like, the softest playroom in the world, and there'll be some story somewhere of someone dying there somehow, and then you're just gonna be thinking about that the whole time.
Yeah.
Charlie
And
says, Rona Barrett turned 89 yesterday. He said in the chat that or maybe email, one of the 2, that she was the Kristyn Burtt of the '70s and '80s.
Rona Barrett, I
So,
remember Rona Barrett.
She's alive still. Did you ever meet her?
Yeah, Rona Barrett used to, and I'm going to say probably, now I'm just trying to think, it was about 10, 15, closer to 15 years ago. She was still doing the award show circuit, like the Oscars. She would show up. She wasn't doing the red carpet, but she was doing the backstage press rooms at Emmys and everything else. And they always made sure that she got a question in. She's a delight.
Everyone in the chat is like, she's still alive. Yes, she is still alive.
She's 89. I mean, that's 89. Amazing. Yeah, I loved her. So
people kind of 89 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she just got married 17 years ago.
Good for her.
Which is something.
Hey, well, maybe she found someone like,
her,
it's never too late little, for love. Exactly, a cute little later in life romance. Why not?
Yeah. All right, looks like you've got to go.
Yes, are you good? Do you have Britt waiting for you?
We actually have 3 people waiting for us in the hopper.
Okay, good. So I don't want to leave you alone. So I was like, I'm just making sure you're going to be okay.
Yeah. If I'm ever the only one on camera, I will end this show like that.
No, I was going to say I'll stay a couple extra minutes if you need the help. But if you're good,
Brittany's in there, Chris is in there, and we even have a special surprise guest. So
amazing! You're all set. You're in good hands.
It'll be myself and Alex should be in. So
okay. I will see you tomorrow. Way better at getting Kristyn off on time than Tom, Steve said.
Well, we also started on time. I hit that live button the second it turned 10:30. So
you and I are prompt, and we know that every morning, actually.
I'm always here half an hour before, not always half an hour, but at least 10 minutes before the show starts.
It's you and I always sitting in the feed waiting for everyone.
Yes, it is.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, and we will head into break. I think I'm going to try a new thing. So if the listeners out there, if you don't have to stick around for this, Kristyn, if you don't want to. It's just some dumb thing that I'm doing. Bye. The listeners out there, if you went on Facebook or Twitter, you saw a Facebook page I made. We're going to try something new with the bumper music. So what I did is I asked the audience, give me a genre, and I'm going to generate AI-generated bumper music with that genre, and I'm going to play that. And I've never heard this. I've generated it, but I have not heard it. We're going to see how shitty it is. And if it's not shitty, then you're all going to say, hey, we like this one, and we're going to keep that, and we're going to add that to the repertoire. And once we get enough of it, we got our new bumper music, because we've been using the same bumper music forever. People are kind of getting sick of it. So I figure this will be a fun way to get new bumper music. And plus, if we get some weird like techno EDM thing, then it'll make Tom mad, and that'll be fun. So we'll be right back in about 2 minutes, and then we'll see what AI has generated for us. I know we just shit all over AI for a half an hour, but it's not all bad.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Let me tell you about Tom's Bank, North American Banking Company. When it comes to banking, it's all about trust, and that's what you get with them. They've been around since 1998, and they've always made it clear they're here to give you a better banking experience with a focus on the local community. And you won't be dealing with some AI chatbot. There's that AI again. You'll get straight answers and quick decisions from real people that know you and your situation and are always ready to help. So if you're tired of the big national banks and want something better, stop by and see my friends at North American Banking Company. Visit nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Let's see what AI has gotten us today. Okay. It's not horrible. What do you think, audience? Yay or nay? Thumbs up or thumbs down? There's me, and also, what do we got? We got Chris Egert.
Hi, Andy.
We got Brittany, who's a black square with no microphone. Brittany, fix your stuff. And we don't think we have Melissa quite yet. She's our special guest, but I'm looking on the camera and don't think we're going to be doing that yet. Looks like we might have a child situation going. Melissa, thumbs up, thumbs down. Should I put you on? Thumbs up. Okay, never mind. It's not a situation. It's just a child. Wow, wow, wow.
He's just going to be here.
Oh, wait. He can't hear me, can he?
No.
Oh.
Nobody can see
you. Hopefully, yeah, if he keeps whining, we might have to cut him off.
He just started. You took too long.
Poor Colin. Yeah, Melissa decided she'd jump on because we had a light crew, but actually we don't have a light crew right now.
Let me see the baby.
There's the baby.
Hi, the baby.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Chris, where's your baby? Show me a baby. Why is not everyone showing me a baby? Show me a cat, Chris.
Baby's left the house.
I have 2 dogs and a cat right over here.
I choose cat.
You choose cat. Oh, by the way, that song that on the Facebook post, I said that we're going to have the Facebook audience tell us yay or nay on the songs that get generated. That song was called Infernal Rage. Didn't really sound like
How did you guys like
It
it?
did not feel like internal rage. No.
It felt like the kind of song that you get high to, but I don't know.
Cool.
But yes, everyone, I made that straw poll. Everyone could vote on a genre. And of course, rock won. I knew it was going to win.
Of course. Yeah.
I was hoping people were going to do something like really stupid that would confuse everyone. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
But for now, it's rock and zen, actually. So that explains why it sounded like that. It was.
So if the music is generated by AI, then that will skirt any licensing concerns, right?
According to this website, it's all like ethically generated, which means it's not using like licensed music to train it. And then it also, we have the permission to use it in things like podcasts and stuff. The only thing I couldn't do is generate it and then like sell an album of it. But why would I do that? And why would anyone buy it? So,
Please don't do that.
No, buying an album of AI generated music just seems like the biggest waste of time in the world.
It seems bleak. It seems very bleak.
Seems very bleak, yes. Well, I mean, we were talking about AI generated podcasts like a month ago.
Yeah, so I sometimes will let Spotify do its little AI thing, and he's got a little DJ, and like, he says dumb things a lot. Like I turn on KS95 instead because I'm like, you say a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
He'll be like, Olivia Rodrigo is a human girl. That was a song by her, and I'm like, okay, well like, I don't think I need you.
Yeah, I was actually just listening to a video. It was about, I mean, you know me, it was about the lock-on technology in Sonic and Knuckles. So
yeah, of course. Important things. I've been using AI to help manifest a lot of things, and lately I've been randomly asking it like, hey, which credit card should I use? And it's always like, whatever, you don't make enough money that it matters. And I'm like, all right, cool, good to know. Like,
I recommend using no credit card ever.
But then I let my co-host read like some AI conversations on air, and it got really bleak. And I didn't realize how bleak until like how hard they were laughing, and then like quit laughing, where I was like, oh.
Yeah, the video I watched. So it was about like Sega of America moving to what's the Groundhog Day town? Punxsutawney?
Oh, no, that's the actual groundhog. I forget the name.
Oh, what the hell is it called? Well, they moved to that town, and then the guy starts talking about.
Gross! No,
that town was made famous by the movie Groundhog's Day, which was directed by, and I'm like, why are you getting into this all of a sudden? And then I realized, this is probably the script. The guy obviously wasn't AI, but the script almost certainly was, because that's the kind of thing AI does. Totally. It veers off into these weird little, like, it gives too much detail. And I mean, we got
There's the baby kitty. Now that's a cute cat. That's a really cute cat. Oh my god.
a kitty and a baby. I don't have anything. I got a bobblehead.
Andy,
of
kind
Louis.
of hoist something up and hold it up there.
Murph, come
Here
here.
we go.
You see.
There we go.
You see.
The cutest thing in this world. Uh-oh. Coughing baby. Puppy. Oh, Colin, do you like the kitties and the puppies?
This is Murphy. He's as needy as me.
He was eating Cheerios on the floor, so he might be a little dry.
Same.
No, I still got a cough too. So, I mean, yeah. I know how you feel.
You guys, I started Ed Gein on Netflix last night. The old Ed Gein monster story. That is pretty dark, and it's in Wisconsin. And I didn't know much about Ed Gein, and
A while ago, right?
What's that?
Wasn't Ed Gein like quite some time ago?
Yeah, I didn't even see. I didn't want to say like it feels like 50s vibe, 1950s esque. But
yeah,
like
around then, yeah.
So like Ed Gein, you know like Dahmer, like some things, but like I've heard Ed Gein, but I didn't really know much about it. The serial killer Ed Gein, like they based Chainsaw Massacre around him.
Why did you choose to watch this?
Oh, because it's like this new Netflix, the monster series on Netflix, and it's it's spooky season, and I was like, I don't know, everyone keeps telling me it's good. I'm very impressionable, and I was in a place of like, all right. First epi, OMG, let me tell you, buckle up. So I'm going to watch this. I did have to watch a different movie after to like get myself to sleep. But unfortunately, I picked Baby Girl because I was like, oh, like that's supposed to be fun and sexy and flirty. That was almost more ghoulish because this Nicole Kidman, who's the CEO of this big old company, ends up sleeping with this like hot mess intern, to which I like had like anxiety about. So I didn't sleep well.
Yeah, we've had a bunch of people in our audience talking about that Ed Gein thing. Charlie, yeah, he's on the chat. He says he's halfway through it, and yeah, it got dark right out the gate. And I think, Charlie, you said that a day or two ago. You said, like, episode 1, it just right into it. There's no build-up.
What I want to know is how Brittany has time to watch anything.
Oh, it's just
like we never watch anything but Mickey Mouse.
You don't watch anything.
Just get divorced. You get divorced and you only have your kid half the time, and all of a sudden you're like watching Ed Gein at weird times at night.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
no, it's I don't recommend it, but like if you do want
the silver lining.
Yeah. I mean, I only have one kiddo too, so like I'll put her down and I'll watch something, but I'm also scared because like I live in a very small house and I don't want her to like overhear anything. So I like when she's here, I'll like listen to Real Housewives, which I don't know if is better for her to be like get that in her. I don't know. It's a toss up.
Yeah, like when before Colin, we actually watched a decent amount of stuff. We'd watch like, hi Colin. We'd watch like Scrubs and stuff like that, and like we'd play this game Horizon Forbidden West. But then Ethan got old enough that we were like, if he sees what goes on in this game, that's not great.
Yeah.
So we haven't played any games rated T or above for a while.
We also had a child that slept, so we could do those things.
Yeah.
We only have one child that. Oh, hello. Barf on the screen.
On camera.
Well, alrighty then.
Very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional.
Yeah, Colin's not sleeping through the night yet. Once he does, maybe it's, but I don't know. Even then, it's like Ethan's not asleep until 9 o'clock a lot of the time.
I've never met a baby named Colin. It's like kind of blowing my mind. It's very cute and I'm very excited about it. But like, it's a very adult name. So I'm always like, who is this Colin we speak? Oh yeah, it's the baby.
Well, it can be assumed that all Collins were babies at some point.
Yeah,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that kind of information.
I'm kind of picking up what you're throwing down. You just don't think of Colin as a little baby. I know what you mean.
It's like Ed or like Abner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like it's like. What's that, Melissa?
Do you know why we chose this name? So we had 0 names if we had a boy. We're just we couldn't think of anything. And I found like this name plaque website on Etsy, and Colin with 2 L's was listed there, and I thought it was really cute. I was like, that's kind of a cute name. And so we looked it up, and it said it means cub little cub.
Whoa.
And our last name means brave bear.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a little brave bear cub.
That's adorable.
Oh, that's cute.
And I like the name Colin. Like, I feel like I do like the name Colin. It's just like every time you say that, I have to remind myself it is the baby you're holding. You know,
Yeah.
like it's kind of like Margot. Like, honestly, that's how it's kind of Margot of it all. Is like Margot doesn't seem like a baby. That's why we call her Go-Go. And at some point, she'll be Margot when she
Once
can
she's
like
80, she can become Margot.
Exactly.
Because it is an 80-year-old name.
Totally.
We also chose the original spelling, which is just one L, because that's weird. Is Ethan outside raking leaves? No, no. Him do anything actually helpful? No, he tries to help.
Yes.
No, he's playing a game. I promised him he could play a game on his tablet.
Now, is he doing PBS Kids?
Yep.
Yep, that's what he plays.
You know, that's his thing.
Mm-hmm. Those PBS Kids games are good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good little app that keeps them busy for a little tiny bit while you need to do something.
Is there a Curious George game?
I don't think there's games.
Are you asking for yourself?
Let me ask.
I used to love when we watched PBS Kids. It reminds me of Curious George because my kids love
Ethan loves Curious George. But I don't think there's a game, surprisingly.
Chris is like downloading the app right now. He's like,
I'm gonna mute myself really fast. Hang on.
Yeah, we're talking platformer, RPG. I mean, what are we looking at?
I can't wait.
Listen, I'll tell you this: the man with the yellow hat is a terrible. He should not be in charge of anything. That he does not care very well for little Curious George at all.
No,
the state should take George away.
You know,
be a good little monkey, right?
And like millennials get a lot of crap for like, oh, okay, we're like care what our kids are doing and we put them in seatbelts. But it's either that or the yellow hat guy. So it's like those are your two options.
Like,
and
Curious George just walks around New York City wherever it wants to go. It's eating at restaurants. It's going to the grocery store. It's on top of buildings.
That monkey's gonna get shot by animal control, and like there will be
Curious George.
Yeah.
Or
Man
whatever
with the
his
yellow
name
hat,
is.
yeah.
Hat
Curious George's dad.
Plus, like, what's going on with his personality? What's going on with the yellow hat thing? Like,
why does he even have a monkey if he doesn't care about its well-being?
Yeah, it seems to be all he cares about it the way he looks.
And
so they made a movie like what was this 10 years ago, something like that?
2006, I think.
Oh, so 20 years ago. So they explained the whole yellow thing. It's like he got a shipment of clothes and they were all yellow by mistake, and he was like, whatever.
No, he went into Safari clothing store.
Yeah.
Right, he saw what he wanted, and he ordered it, and they ordered it all in yellow by accident, and he just had to deal with it.
What, they had no return policy at this store?
Oh, he got it monogrammed, Chris. He actually got it monogrammed, so he couldn't return it. It happened to me before, yeah.
But weirdly enough, he monogrammed at the man in the yellow hat.
Yeah.
That's true. His name.
Wow, very insightful of him.
We looked it up too, and his name. Everybody thought, oh, his name has always been the man in the yellow hat, but no, he did have a name originally too. They just never shared it until like the 70s, I think.
His name was.
His name is Ted.
Colin, actually. Weird.
It's Ted. It's Ted.
Oh, it's Ted. I feel like too, it's like you can acquire cats, right? Like you can have a casual relationship with a cat, or like I've had cats where they like come and go and you kind of feed them or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like you don't just casually acquire a monkey. That's like a very intentional move. No. So to have a very intentional move of like getting a monkey and then treating like it fell upon you is just a wild move for Ted.
You really haven't seen that movie, have you?
Yeah, they explain that too.
They explain that too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
follows him home.
Yeah, that's like very. I go. This is a story that he wrote. This is his history, because that is not how you acquire monkeys. Like,
no, probably not.
You don't want to know how you acquire monkeys if you want to get right down to it. It's a seedy, underbelly. It is if you watch Tiger King, you got a little bit of an idea of the exotic animal trade.
Or what was the monkey one they just made? There was a monkey one they just made.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
It was awful.
That was insane. Did you watch that? Melissa, did you watch that?
We don't know what you're
Chimp
talking
Crazy. It was called like Chimp Crazy.
Yes.
It was on HBO. It was wildly popular a couple years ago.
I know. That's where I have all my like information where I'm like, you don't just casually acquire a monkey. You just
like
don't.
They were like movie monkeys, and that's insane. That story
that darks you out.
Did you see the recent story of like the guys who got stopped over the border with a baby tiger?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they had like a tiger cub in a bag, trying to smuggle it over the border.
Their names were Siegfried and Roy.
Junior.
Probably.
Well, actually,
Yeah, no,
the Cubs. This has actually happened several times, but most recently it looks like 2018, so it's not terribly recent.
No, but it's circulating again to like.
But the
talk
Tiger
about...
Cub's name was Kylo Ren, so I mean.
Of course it was.
A white tiger cub.
Yep.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Listen, I get the appeal of wanting a tiger cub. Like it's cool it's cool for maybe a month or two until it can kill you.
Yeah, like, but even then, like, I don't know. I feel like it would scratch up your stuff. I mean, we all have cats, and I'm still like, why do I have this cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at that point, like, have you ever heard of like fostering a dog? Like that seems more appealing.
Right. Than a tiger.
Who are we? Who are we? You know, like maybe
You know,
we're
it's a great
small-minded.
You
Maybe they got a development crustacean. You never know.
I'm not like I love animals. Full disclosure, I love animals. I'm a card-carrying zoo member. I don't want to brag, but here we are. But I'm pretty like at a point where I feel like dogs and cats. That's where I'm at. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
I don't even know if I could date somebody who was like a parrot at this point. Like that seems to me a little rogue. And I know that's vanilla, but here I am.
Well, parrots can live like a long time.
Yeah,
too.
if you're committing to a parrot, that's a whole thing. You know that, like they live like 80. I mean, you can like have a plan for them when you die, and that's a whole thing.
Yeah, that's your life from now on. You're the parrot guy because otherwise you have to let it free at some point, I suppose. But I don't think a parrot would do super well in Minnesota.
No, and I also go like, I don't know which part I want. So this is what happens with most people that get like birds is they quit taking them out of the cage and then they're like, oh, you can't take it out of the cage. It's been too long. It like hates people. Or I've been in households where they have like a free float, like flying bird. And I don't know which one I'd prefer at this point. Like what the bird is constantly in my life or never. I don't know. Like where are we?
Can't be potty trained. So that's what gets me.
Yeah, true.
If it's out of the cage, it's crapping in your house. Yeah. Just a fact of life.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gal who and her name's escaping me right now, and I feel foolish for that. She's been on Minnesota Live several times, but she was a former TV news person in the Twin Cities, TV personality. She became a big thing on infomercials. She works at Chanhassen Dinner Theater, and she has a bird, like, and it goes everywhere with her. Like she drives with it, like the whole deal. She's had it forever. Why is somebody will know in the chat who I'm talking about?
But that's kind of a vibe. Like I kind of go, okay, the one bird who goes everywhere with you is kind of like, as I don't want to like discredit like 12-year-old Brittany who loves that. Like that is cool.
True.
But,
Nancy Nelson, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Margaret.
I know Nancy. Yeah, she's lovely.
Yep.
She would have a bird. Yeah, that clocks.
That exactly.
All right, let's take one more. Well, actually, our next break because we got two more, and then we can hear some more fun AI generated music after that. Ooh. Won't that be something? Oh, I hear Colin's got his little rabbit thing. You learn all these toys by sound.
Don't speak his name. He's happy.
Oh, you got your headphones in, so.
I know, but still, you're jinxing it.
That's, putting it out there. All right.
Here he is.
We're going to go to break. We will be right back.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Pete Wolf, owner of Robinson Rubber of Robbinsdale.
I partnered with North American Banking Company because I was able to talk to the president and I know they have my back. They are much easier to talk to than those larger banks. The openness and flexibility has been the best part of banking with North American Banking Company. They understand small to medium businesses. No matter what part of the bank I am working with, North American Banking Company has the latest technology and friendly staff. I would absolutely recommend North American Banking Company to any of my closest colleagues if they want to have peace of mind in their business.
So why not bank where I bank, with my friends at North American Banking Company? To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabanco.com. That's nabanco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
South Dakota is one of the most business-friendly states in the country, and there's no better place to settle down and take advantage of those incentives than in Sioux Falls. As the state's largest city with a metro population of over 290,000, Sioux Falls has low business costs with a high quality of life. And there's no state corporate or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, and no limits to what your business can achieve. South Dakota ranks among the top 10 U.S. states for tax friendliness, hardest working, healthcare and doctors, most popular to move to, and inbound state for movers. It's listed in the 50 best places to live for families, the fastest growing Midwest metro, one of the best places to raise a family, one of the best small cities for Gen Z workers, and national 4th top inbound city people move to. How does South Dakota stack up against other states? We rank 2nd in the nation for the lowest cost of doing business, the most business-friendly state, and the best business tax climate. And as South Dakota's biggest city, Sioux Falls is at the center of these benefits. Visit www.siouxfallsdevelopment.com. This one's called Thunderous Tango. What do we think about Thunderous Tango as I unmute everyone?
It's a little chaotic.
It's maybe a little, yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
No? Melissa, you just say no to it?
No, I'm agreeing with Brittany. I don't think it's bad.
Uh-oh. Everyone disagrees with you, Chris. What do you think about that?
About what?
You are very clearly invested in the AI-generated bumper music.
They disagree with me on a lot of things, but yeah, it just felt it was too much. Felt like it was trying to cram too much in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like with bumper music, you kind of have to talk over it. So if it's messy enough, then, and that's one of the reasons a lot of our bumper music has vocals, which, you're talking over vocals. It just sounds weird.
Yeah.
True.
3 out of 5 is it Viva Las Vegas? I guess so. We have Viva Las Vegas. Let's see. Let's see if I can find Viva Las Vegas. There it is. That's in our
Oh, this gives me PTSD from when we used to broadcast in Vegas.
I'm sure. I'm glad I went, and I'm glad I went once.
Yeah, I went a lot.
Darnell wants to know.
It was super fun. You know what's funny is like you look back at those and you go, it is so fun and so special, but it's also insane because of the time change. And so you're like ended up jumping on air. I think you jump on air at 3 a.m.
Yeah, sounds horrible.
For the 5 a.m. show, and that's like not the life you should be living. Anyone should be living.
Whoa! Explosion.
Did you guys see that Michael J. Fox is officially coming out of retirement?
Huh.
I caught a blip about it, but I didn't actually read it.
So it's kind of cool because he, as we know, like he officially stepped away from acting in 2020 when his symptoms got too bad. I can't remember when he left Spin City officially, but as we know, like Charlie Sheen took over that. It didn't do well. And then he's like, I'm done with acting in 2020. His whole thought was like, I can't hide my symptoms anymore. The shaking, the coughing, the exhaustion.
Yep.
Well, recently he did a fill-in role over at the show Shrinking, which is that Apple TV one with, what's his name? Harrison Ford, and that other guy from How I Met Your Mother. And he was like, he played a role with of a guy who has Parkinson's.
Yeah.
So he was like, it was just so like liberating to be on set and know like while he's acting, he can show his signs and symptoms and not like sit there and have to go, okay, don't twitch, don't move, whatever. Cause he's like, and then he just did this interview around the idea of like representation and how important it is, just like that, how that matters, and the idea of like there could be like a whole scene where a guy is at a library and they don't even like have a background of like his whole thing is he has Parkinson's. He just happens to be a guy with Parkinson's in that scene, and normalizing stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. He's officially coming out of retirement.
I feel like it's kind of like a Peter Dinklage situation where it's like you're not going to play the role of someone who doesn't have dwarfism, because it's like, how do you hide that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't need to hide it necessarily.
Right.
No. And I don't see Peter being able to hide that.
Well, no, I put on stilts, but I think that would look even weirder.
Kind of his thing.
But then, like, yeah, it's like Michael J. Fox. He's got Parkinson's. There should be characters that have Parkinson's. There are, I'm sure. I'm sure there's plenty of characters in books out there that have Parkinson's that he can play.
But you also go like it could just be a role. Like, oh, he's a shopkeeper. I don't know. The shopkeeper's not even like a job anymore. But like he's like, okay, I'm applying for, I'm this is something I'm doing. So it's I thought it was just so interesting because you kind of change your mind around it. I remember so many times, especially like as we grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, it was like anytime there was a character with like a wheelchair or something where it would be all about that thing. They're like
a wheelchair guy.
Yeah, like the episode was like Timmy with the wheelchair, and you go, oh, this is so silly because like obviously in our world, different, ableism can in and out, and it wouldn't be that. And I just think there's like so much around that where you're like, yeah, of course. Like you don't need a backstory. You're somebody who has this thing.
It's true. Speaking of Spin City, you just brought it up with Michael J. Fox and Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched the Charlie Sheen documentary?
Hell to the yes, I did.
Andy, Melissa, have you guys seen it?
We haven't watched it. We've talked about it plenty on the show.
It feels like a bit of a propaganda piece for Charlie Sheen, which I get because he had to agree to it, right? So of course it was going to kind of make him not look terrible at the end of the day. But God, when you think about how much money that guy was making and all the just missed opportunities because he couldn't get his shit straight. Sorry, Colin.
He can't hear you.
I mean, it doesn't matter anyway.
Just could not straighten it out. It's pretty crazy. And I feel really bad for his dad because his dad was like there all along. That was probably to me the more interesting thing is how, because I don't know, it was all happening. We were all living our lives. We weren't really necessarily paying attention to every single bit of minutia with Charlie Sheen, but to see it sort of laid out in that documentary, it was like, oh my God, like he really was everywhere at one point, and then just have it fall apart. That was really interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think at one point he was the biggest star in Hollywood, which is crazy because like now you're like, I think we could have Charlie Sheen on the podcast today if we tried hard enough. I'm so with you, Chris. I feel like the big takeaway is like, and we have like a lot of addiction in my family, is like that love from his dad. It was so present and palpable at every stage in his addiction, and like how his dad would always come back to like, we're trying another intervention, we're doing this. Just the idea that they picked him up from rehab and that day went to a baseball game, like as somebody who's left rehab before, like that's a weird vibe to be like, we're also going to go to like a baseball game. But like, I go, that's how much his dad loved him and wanted to bring him back into his life. I think another really big theme from the Charlie Sheen documentary has to be how much John Cryer freaking hates Charlie Sheen.
I don't know. You could tell he was definitely pissed because Charlie Sheen was making all that money.
Yeah.
That was, and how can you not hate him at some level? I don't know. I didn't think he was always hating on him.
Oh my God. Okay, Chris, as somebody who speaks fluent Mean Girl, like he couldn't say the things he wanted to say because like you said, this was a Charlie Sheen intertwined thing. But him being like, yeah, Charlie Sheen was always really interesting and kept us on our toes. And
no, I got that. It was
and
just,
like, And if you know any of the history, I mean, John Cryer has said things. He's like, Charlie Sheen, we had a great thing going. For John Cryer to have 2.5 Men like that, he's never really hit. Like, I know that John Cryer's had great roles, but like a continuous show for him was a pretty big deal. And 2.5 Men, they were killing it. So could you imagine how pissed off you would be? I mean, like, let's just pretend Megan all of a sudden was like unreliable and all over the place, and you had to carry the weight, and then Megan's also then getting more money to come in and do the bare minimum, and you're just like, I'm holding it down.
Yeah, I think the money thing is where that really the him being who he is one thing, but when you and he even said he's like, yeah, and he was making like 4 times more an episode than I was. However he explained it, for sure.
Chris, I have an update on the Curious George game.
Yeah.
Ethan just made sure I am aware that they do have lots of them.
Oh, they do?
So
he's never played any of
download
them.
the PBS Kids app and you can get some Curious George.
Yep.
Yeah, well, there goes
update, Melissa. I appreciate that.
There goes Chris's afternoon.
See you guys.
You can go speed run them.
He's playing them now.
Switch channel and play Curious George games.
I could be doing worse things, I suppose.
Right? I know.
You can do whatever you want.
I don't know though, because like I am like at a point where I go, if somebody downloaded Sims on my computer, it would ruin my life. Like I don't have the wiggle room right now to just like play Sims or I don't know, the Curious George game 4 hours. Like, but I kind of have an addictive personality. Shocking.
Well, I mean, The Sims is one of those games where if you don't put 40 hours into one sim, then like, why are you even playing?
What are you even doing? Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did Kristyn give you guys updates on Dolly Parton?
No, we didn't talk about her. I was the only one who talked to her, so there was no you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of meant it as like universal you, but
all humanity.
So Dolly Parton a couple weeks ago had verbalized she's doing a Vegas residency, and she'd verbalized how like, hey, I'm gonna take a break. I gotta do a tune-up, like very Dolly. That's like it's my 100,000 mile tune-up. Yeah. Something, very cute, very Dolly. And we were a little nervous because she didn't come back really. Like, we're like, okay, like, when's this, whatever. Now, I don't know if you guys have a family member like this. I know I have a couple who are a little like oversharey or maybe overstep. One of her sisters, she has quite a few. I think she's like 12 siblings. One of Dolly Parton's siblings, Frida, decided to post on her Facebook, like, hey, y'all, I want all y'all to have prayers for Dolly. Like, it's really important, the power of prayer in this moment. Like, I've been asked to receive these prayers. Now, her Facebook probably has, maybe like a couple hundred followers in general. Well, that blew up. So much so that ends up on the front of TMZ, like, what is going on with Dolly? And I want to say this was Tuesday afternoon, and everyone was on high alert going, oh my God, what's going on with Dolly? This is terrifying. To then on Wednesday, yesterday, literally now Dolly's coming out going, I ain't dead yet. I don't know why she posted that. So much so her other sister, Stella, was like, Frida kind of overshares. Finally, Stella accidentally overshares the other sister, and she goes, she just has kidney stones. Hey, guys, she just has kidney stones.
Well, I mean, there's worse things. Kind of reminds me
kidney
of that one.
Kidney stones suck, man.
Have you had one?
Yeah.
No, 2 of my very good friends have had them, and it was like a living hell.
I've heard it's one of the worst pains a human can go through.
My dad had kidney stone and shingles in the same spot.
Oh,
at the same time.
Wow.
Oh.
Literally, like, it was in the hospital.
Yeah, at that point, you need a propofol.
So bad. Yeah.
God,
yeah.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, he's a magnet for problem.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Not that I can really talk, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're not as bad. Your back couldn't just go out any day. Like,
I don't know.
So, no.
Chris and I are herniated disc brothers, so
right.
Your back can just go out all of a sudden any day.
It's fun to get old. Wait till you're an old grandpa.
I think we need to say goodbye now.
Okay, buddy.
Bye, Melissa. Bye, Colin. You're cute as all heck.
Can you wave?
Ethan says bye too.
Hi, Ethan.
Bye. There it is. There's a wave.
He's looking sad.
Yeah, he's getting cranky. So
yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Anyway, so kidney stones.
Kidney stones. Okay, I got another one for you guys around. How are you guys with Ocean's 11? Is that your jam? I don't know. You're my demographic of men now.
Melissa and I watched it. I had never watched it. Melissa and I watched it like 2 years ago. Was 11 the original one?
I always say Ocean's 11.
11 was
and that's the only one I've seen. And I remember then they had a bunch of iterations, and then they had like a female version, right? Was that a thing, or did I make that up?
Yeah, no, you're. I think was 13 the female one.
Well, that would make sense because Ocean's 14 is coming back, and they're coming back hard. George Clooney confirms that they're going to have the whole freaking cast from Ocean's 11, including big name Julia Roberts and little known actor Brad Pitt are all coming back. Does that make you guys excited? Are you like over the Ocean's vibe? Like tell me what the male demographic is like.
Because the original Ocean's 11 was like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. So if they can get them back, I'd be very impressed.
That would be impressive. Well, they are now.
Yeah,
for real. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah,
I'm kind of over George Clooney, to be honest.
Whoa, hot take. Tell us why.
I don't care about his politics.
Oh, like you were mad when he was like, I'm moving to France?
Wasn't mad. I just don't care what his politics are.
Okay.
I'm kind of impartial on him. I still love Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Okay. And it's so funny you said that. And I'm such like a poker of like, tell me the gossip. So I think, and again, I'm always speaking Hollywood. I think he got a lot of backlash because he was kind of every guy's kind of guy. And I think if you agree with him or not agree with him, I don't really care. But I will say, I think he got a lot of backlash on that. He just did an interview with Esquire where he literally said, like, the reason we went here is not because of that. Like, there was a few things, but the main reasons is because, like, I want my kids to have a normal life, and literally leaned into that so hard. So I have a feeling, especially because he's pushing this Ocean's 14 so much, and it, he has to have both sides of the party line of like people to go to this because it's going to be a bajillion-dollar movie. And so I think that he had heard from his PR that like you have to lean into the idea of like the reason we moved to a small farm in France is because we didn't want to raise rich LA kids.
Sure. I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, but it's like funny where we don't know the truth. It's kind of like what Chris said. We're like, he did claim before. And I do believe that probably had a bigger influence, but it's funny that he weaponized it prior,
Well, he needs to sell movies now, to your point. So that's, did you read that article? I think it was in the Hollywood Reporter this morning yesterday about Kevin Costner.
No.
Oh, dude, it is. And I say used to. I've always had a lot of respect for Kevin Costner because I think he makes movies that are ballsy because a lot of times he gets told they're not going to work, and everyone told him Dance with the Wolves wasn't going to work, and it turned into the biggest thing. Basically the article was like, he's a Richard. He doesn't agree with anyone. He can't find anybody to finance his movies now because he's basically pissed at everybody in Hollywood off. It was a really
fights on set and stuff like that, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the big thing is there was a lot of conversations around could he work under Taylor Sheridan? And he was like, yeah, I can for Yellowstone. Well, as we all know, like it was two giant egos, and Taylor Sheridan works with a lot of people, and people like working with Taylor Sheridan, but he's got a giant ego, and he knows what he wants, and he also is a powerhouse for Paramount. So when Kevin Costner came in and was like, yeah, I'm not doing, like he had a game plan, and Taylor Sheridan was like, that's not how this works. Like, I drive the car. And he was like, I won't do this anymore. I will give you 2 weeks to film a whole season with my parts in it. And that's it. For his last season, Yellowstone, he was there for 2 freaking weeks which is crazy with their sets and their timelines. Like, what? And then, like, to your point, he was like, I believe so much in Horizon. He funded most of it. Yep. And it was like $100 million.
Like sold a house for it or something.
Yeah, he mortgaged his big old ranch. I mean, it was also while, I mean, he's getting eaten on both sides while he was going through a divorce. So, I could imagine right now working for Kevin Costner isn't super fun.
Yeah. And they pulled the plug on releasing the second in those Horizon movies. And I was so excited for the first one. And I actually went to the movie theater, hadn't gone in a long time. Way too long, way too much. And I was like, there's no way we can watch 5 of these.
Yeah, I'm so glad you had that feedback because I didn't see it. And my producer, Mike, he said the same thing where he was like, it was really long. It would have been an amazing series. And his big thing was Kevin Costner's like, I make movies. I don't make series. Like he was like quoted by like saying like, this is a movie theater, whatever. But everybody who went to it, Chris, said the same thing was like the pacing, everything would have been so much better had we been able to watch it on our own time at home. Yeah. And everyone agreed that it was so long for the setup that like by the end, it was really good, but like the last 15, 20 minutes were like so good. And now nobody's getting the extension from that 100%. Payoff.
100%.
We got one more break to do, and we are already at 11:45. I don't know how long you guys can stay.
I got to roll out after the break, Andy.
Okay. Well, we'll do the break, and then we'll outro it. So we will be right back in a couple minutes, and then we'll outro everyone, and we'll say our farewells. We'll be right back.
For Brad, John Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing. And people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Brad Sean Bryant.
Let's talk about Jack's Cafe, shall we? Family owned since 1933, an original Minneapolis steakhouse, a place to celebrate and create memories for over 90 years. Just minutes from Target Field. It says filed on this. It's not called Target Filed, I'm pretty sure. Target Field for a pre or post game meal. They've got the perfect prime ribs, serving steaks, chops, and fresh seafood. You can even net your own trout from the Jack's Garden Stream and have it prepared for you minutes later. And they want us to talk about this Jack's Hunter's Dinner they're doing on November 4th. What is a Hunter's Dinner, you ask? Well, they've got all sorts of unusual food on here, like coffee crusted ostrich, jerked alligator, camel kofta. I don't even know what kofta is. They got kangaroo, sea urchin, rabbit, all sorts of weird stuff. I've eaten stuff like that. It actually is better than you would think. Especially the alligator. You think alligator, that's got to be disgusting. But no, alligator is actually pretty good. So if you want to try it, head on over to Jack's on November 4th, Tuesday, for the Hunter's Dinner. Jack's, the godfather of Northeast. This one's called Brutal Force. These names don't really fit, I feel like.
No, not at all, do they?
This is the least brutal song I've ever heard. It's not bad, though.
No, like I was going to say, it's actually a great little transition.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it. It's just not the right name at all. Like, it should be like Chill Vibes or...
Yeah, seriously. The opposite of Brutal Force.
Totally, yeah.
Yes, they should call it like, I don't know, Gentle Suggestion.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Calming exposition.
Hello, kitty cat.
There's Kevin. That's my boyfriend.
Hi, Kevin.
He's pretty chill. He was a garbage cat they found over at and he's got the little clip on his ears because when they neuter them, like when they're out and about, they clip them and then neuter them, and the bond between
that is.
Yeah, the bond between and then that way they don't keep trying to grab the same cats to neuter them.
Repeatedly neutering the same cat.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine, especially how hard it is to catch a cat?
Yeah.
So they clip their ears, and so the bond between they do have like all these feral cat programs, and I don't know if they were initially the ones that had neutered him or whatever, but oh my God, Kevin, don't step on the computer. They brought him in and they're like, this cat is way too sweet. Like there's no reason. He's so useless. I don't know how he survived in the wild at all. And so they're like, he's way too sweet. So he ended up at the rescue and I fostered him and now he's hitting over everything on my desk. Go away, Kevin.
Yeah. I remember Hobbs used to step on the power button on my computer and turn it off. I had to put a bottle cap, like the cap on top of like a plastic, like a Dasani bottle.
Yeah.
I would just put it on top of the power button so that if he jumped on it, he would jump on that instead of the power button.
I gotta ask, are you a 3D printer? It feels like your vibe.
I had one for a while, but I mean, I got into it pretty early when they were kind of crappy.
Yeah.
I hear they're a lot better now and you can like print stuff that's actually good. But back then it was an enthusiast thing and it was like, if you could get a print to complete, then it was like a success.
Yeah, I asked because I was just moving these, like my nephew's really into 3D printing and now we have all these things everywhere.
Does he have his own 3D printer?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I know. Well, my sister I think it was kind of a bribe move. My sister really wanted him to go to this new school in Eden Prairie. And she was like, you can get a 3D printer. And the school's great for him. It's called PIMS. It's like musical something, whatever, performing. I don't know. I don't freaking know. I'm just an Aunt Andy. I don't know. But
school. I'm going to Google PIMS school.
But it's great for him. Like, it's totally in his alley. But no teen wants to switch schools when they're like 15.
Ethan's already like that. We tried to send him to a new school in Waconia. And all he did was talk about his real school the whole time. Like, you're 3 years old. How do you have nostalgia for your old school? But
I know. I don't have Go-Go in daycare right now. And I don't know. It's so hard. Selfishly, since I only work half days, I love being with her. And then I pay somebody to come in for the afternoon. And like, I don't want to give up that time yet. But like, I know they love school.
Yeah.
I don't know. Of course, I always have mom guilt about no matter what I do. If they go to school, I feel guilty. If they don't go to school, I feel guilty. So I might as well get my time with her. She's I'm sure Ethan's the same way, so freaking fun right now.
He's always, my mom was talking, they left this morning. So we have kids over here yesterday. I think it was yesterday or was it the day before? I don't know. They all blend together at this point.
Yeah.
But, Catherine was talking about how Ethan's imagination play is right now. And like how he's just imagining scenarios all over the place. Everything he does is like he's imagining things. I don't know if Go-Go's doing that.
Yeah, she's got quite the imagination. And like also sometimes I think she's being literal in a way where she's giving her cards away. The other day she looked at my nephew Finn, who's 15, and said, we should not bite Kevin. And Kevin's my cat. And Finn was like, yeah, I agree. Like, we should not. And she's like,
Very
and Kevin,
specific thing to say.
I was like, what an odd thing to say. And then Finn goes, Margot, are you biting Kevin? And she's like, yeah, but I don't think I'm supposed to. And we're like, oh my God, you psycho. Like,
Ethan does that all the time.
Like tells you something you shouldn't do because you know he's actively doing it.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. Or it's like, he'll be like, oh, we shouldn't kick Colin. And I'm like, I wonder why you said that.
Well, that seems really telling, Ethan.
Yeah, they tell on themselves, which I guess is nice in a way because he's going to learn to lie pretty soon.
Yeah, totally.
He already knows how to lie. Just he's not good at it.
Oh, we have a lot of talks. Go-Go's gotten caught lying like twice.
Yeah.
And I've put the freaking fear of God in her. And now we're at a point where like she'll do something naughty, but just straight up if I ask, she'll tell me. Like I've scared her. Right. Well, I was the same with my mom. I was convinced you could never lie. Like that everyone would know. Until I was like 30. And then I was like, oh wait, like lying sometimes is super helpful. Like I can just, instead if I don't want to go somewhere, just tell somebody you have diarrhea. You know how powerful that is?
You don't want me there.
You don't want me there. I have diarrhea. I better stay home. Like,
Yeah, but he's he'll steal a snack or like he'll ask. His new thing is Melissa and I will be in the same room, and he'll ask one of us if he can have like a peanut butter and jelly bar.
Yeah.
And we'll say no. And then he goes to the other parent sitting on the same couch and be like, can I have a peanut butter and jelly bar? And it's like, what do you think we're going to do? Just like veto the other decisions right to each other? You think it's like a mulligan. You can just try it again.
Totally. Yeah. No. And it's so, kids are so smart and hilarious. I'll tell you what, like she's the epicenter of our house, and our house is so chaotic because I have the 2 dogs, the cat, me, and Go-Go. But man, when she's not here, we're all like waiting around. It's like we're robots powered down, waiting for her to just show up.
It's very quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like quiet. I've always been a person who's fine just like sitting in a quiet room for indefinite periods of time.
Yeah, it's like so intriguing too, because like you have 2 kids now, and you're constantly around people. And the Andy I know, like, I don't want to say you're an introvert because I don't really know where you fall on that, because you could just be like an extrovert, but like the Andy I know definitely needs his alone time.
That's the interesting thing is, so I met Melissa in 2018, like early, say March, April, something like that. And within probably 6 months, we were basically around each other 24 hours a day. And I like the transition to that kind of life didn't bother me at all.
And maybe
like it's around all the time. Because it's not like I have to like keep her entertained or whatever. That's what I don't like. It's like, if you're at a party or something and you just like go into another room and like lay on a couch or something, you feel weird.
Yeah, you should. That's a weird thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. If you have to like participate in everything. Yeah. And that's what I find draining. It's not the presence of other people. It's having to like, worry about like, oh, should I be doing this, or do I need to talk to more people, or, am I being friendly enough or whatever?
There is so much magic in cohabitating and literally getting to be each other's home. You know what I mean? Like that is very magical. And
I told Kristyn, because she was asking like, why don't you find more time to like watch stuff? And I'm like, by the time Ethan is actually asleep, which is like 9 o'clock most days, that's like when we can reliably say, yeah, he's asleep. Let's do something. By the time that happens, bedtime is already fast approaching.
Yeah.
And we have just had 14 hours of noise and playing and going places and doing things. And a lot of the time, all we want to do, we'll lay in bed and just not talk for like an hour.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive. Like that's pretty, like, I think finding somebody like that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I've been to a lot of weddings, and Andy, your wedding, I don't think I've ever seen a groom so madly in love with their bride. Like I still have like a very vivid memory of how emotional you were on your wedding. And like
emotional, all right.
And like it's beautiful. It's you're your dad that way. Like
yeah,
you love your significant other so much, and it's so cool.
Put on this air of being like the tough stoic rock, but he's definitely not.
He's a baby. Oh my god! Like
yeah, my whole wedding day, the whole time, because everyone's nervous on their wedding day. It's a big deal, and you have to like do your vows and all that stuff, and everyone's watching you. But the whole day, I was just like, I cannot fall apart during this wedding. It was like 5 hours of just like, okay, here we go. We're not going to cry or anything like that. And then, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it was so sweet. I have to ask this, and we have to leave at 12, right? Is that we got 2 minutes?
I mean, technically, I can leave whenever. We don't have karate until 4, so.
Well, I
got 4 hours.
I have karate at 12:30, so I got to get going. But I have to ask this: is like, as somebody who didn't experience having 2 kids in a marriage, are you guys finding it hard to still be yourself with each other? Like, still find that 100%. Romance? Yeah.
We were just talking the other day. It's like we go on a date once a year. And I mean, a lot of that is just because of all the stuff that's been happening primarily with me. Like, we haven't really had a good anniversary in like 2 years, maybe 3 years. Because, like, let's see, 2023, just before our anniversary, I got my gallbladder taken out. So that didn't help there. You know, can't do a whole lot. 2024, I had the thyroid cancer, so I was going through the treatment for that. I didn't feel good, and we were like, okay, we'll postpone it for that. 2025 is looking all right. We got 4 days to go. What could possibly go wrong? But, you know, it's when you got 2 kids, that's what you do. You deal with the kids. Because, like, the baby always needs someone. He's a baby, of course.
Yeah, they're so annoying.
You know, I'm sure, like, she can maybe spend, 5 minutes away from an adult before she needs to go get someone.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I mean, in the house here, but yeah, totally. I mean, the thing is, I'm probably needier than she is.
Well, it also depends on what they're doing and what you want them. Like, if we gave Ethan his tablet and just said, play with it until you're done playing with it, he could do that for 2 hours easily.
Totally.
We don't really want him to do that so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, staring at the tablet. Although the PBS Kids games, he does learn stuff, and that's why he's so advanced in some of these ways.
Yeah.
Like, his favorite shape right now is a parallelogram. And he loves the fact that he can say parallelogram, and he shows everyone, look, it looks like a parallelogram. And it's like, for a 3-year-old, that's a weird thing to,
Totally.
It's a weird way to be, but he likes that sort of thing, like the things that he learns in his little games. But it's still, you can't just stare at a screen all day.
No, it's
I would know.
No, I would know. All right,
I spent 30 years doing it, and I don't know.
And we're probably 30 more to go.
I'm not playing games like I used to.
No, but like, what are we doing right now? I'm staring at a screen right now. Like,
technically, I'm staring at a projection.
Oh, okay.
We got a projector right up there. So
oh, nice.
It's different. It's very different. Doesn't hurt your brain or anything.
Not at all.
So we're gonna get Ethan a projector.
That's the conclusion. I love that.
8 hours a day, no problem.
Awesome.
All right. Looks like we are. It's now noon, so that's the signal to leave. So tomorrow we've got Alex should be on. We got Kristyn. We got Lammers. We'll maybe talk about that new Tron movie. I think Lammers maybe is going to watch it. I think. We'll see. I have never actually seen any Tron movie.
Me neither.
You'd think it would be my thing.
Yeah, I would.
Computers and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'm not really like a movie kind of guy.
Yeah.
But we'll see everyone tomorrow. Don't forget to go onto Facebook and vote for your favorite, or not even your favorite, just which of those bumper musics you actually liked, because it looked like that Brutal Force, despite the worst name in the world, got the best reception.
Yeah, so I agree. I like that one the best.
We'll be incorporating that into the rotation in the future. But yeah, check out Facebook and do that. We got the Jack's Cafe giveaway coming up on Monday, so go to our X. Is it an X page? What is it?
Go to our, just say Twitter.
Yeah, for real. Go to our Twitter and see our tweet. Comment below the pinned tweet for your chance to win a $100 gift card to Jack's Cafe on Monday. So that's coming right up, back when Tom and Catherine decide to finally grace us with their presence again.
Awesome.
But other than that, we will see everyone tomorrow, and Brittany, we'll see you next week.
Sounds great. Bye.
Bye.
Every time I hear the same reminds me how you talk in my door.